Alright, so this is the Forsaken Trap Elevator. We use this on our official servers. It can be built pretty much anywhere. You can build it on top of a pillar base as long as it attaches to a foundation. You can use it as a way to get into your base over a honeycombed wall. Nothing in this game is unraidable, but this does come pretty close, I would say. It's been tested more than a few times on PvP, and it usually all ends up the same way when somebody's raiding it. So, most important thing when you start, your first two have to be sandstone. This is the way it collapses in on itself. It is also a trap elevator, so if anybody's solo trying to get up to your base, they're just going to get stuck up there and lose their items. Next, you want to go with a hatch frame, and then whatever tier 3 you want to go with if you use Black Ice or any other DLC. Then you want a pillar. Now you can pillar down as far as you want with these, it doesn't make a difference. So if you are on a base, like let's say you're trying to cover a mountain and the mountain extends a bit further out, down here you can go as far as you want down with this to stop people jumping off halfway up the elevator and walking around your spikes if you haven't staggered them. Next you want a ceiling. Just like that. There we go. Then you want a spike. I'm doing this the normal way instead of flying, as it would be done on official. There we go. You want to make sure you get the inside of it as well. There we go, I think that's that. Next you want your sloped roof at the back. There we go, start it from this one so it angles back. Then you want your two sides, which I do have here. Just use the same one for now. If you bother about looks, use the correct piece. Then you want your door frame. This door frame's Black Ice. I'll explain everything. And then you want a Black Ice door on that. Now when raiding this, I'll put the elevator on first. Alright, so another important thing with this build, the elevator has to go on in that position. So you can see there's a couple. There's that sunk in one, but you can't use that because the inside elevator piece is there and they can use it to get back down. So you want that one. This makes it a standard trap elevator up there, and it puts the way back down on the outside. So once that's on, should be door on. This can be a bit buggy sometimes, so just switch pieces and go back to your door if it doesn't place on straight away. So there you can see once they're in there, they're in there. So your next stage, you want to wall off the sides here, because they can shoot through this door without this ceiling going, which means they'd just be able to access your base. So tier 3, and then a ceiling, just like that. Then what you want to do, and you can't forget this bit, I mean you don't have to, but it increases your chances. Oh. Damage this one. Reason we do this is when we use the door frame in front of this, it'll have the same health. So this ceiling's got 7k, the door frame's going to have 7k, but the Black Ice door we're going to be using is going to have 25k, which means the door frame and the ceiling will go first before the door, which is the whole point. But you have to make sure this bit of ceiling gets destroyed before the door frame. Because if they destroy the door frame and for whatever reason this does survive, the door frame will drop and they'll be able to walk straight into your base. So just to be sure, just damage this a bit. Don't have to go crazy on it, but it does help. Then you want just a tier 1 door, your normal sandstone, and then you want a black ice door in front of that. And there you have it. So, black ice door 25k, 7k on your door frame. This should have like 6,930, something like that. This is to make sure that, so even if they're using arrows on this bit, this ceiling will go first, then this will collapse. These have got 70 I believe, so these will stay either way around it, but once this door frame goes, the entire thing goes. And that's your trap elevator. You can spike the top of these just for a bit of added protection. And like I say, with these you can go down as far as you want. They will just attach straight on. Like we do this on ours. I'll show a couple of clips after of ours on official, and they do go down pretty far because the mountain extends out and we don't want people halfway riding up the elevator and then jumping on the spikes. Yeah, so when attacking it, I'll show a quick clip of me trying to get into it. They can't shoot up there because they'll hit the sandstone, which plays right into your hands and it'll destroy it. They can't cheese it from this side, trying to destroy the second bit, because if that sandstone goes, the entire thing goes, as you'll see in the next clip. Like I say, it isn't unraidable. It's just, in our experience, raiding and defending, the weakest point to any base is usually through their elevator. That's how we get on most bases, and some people do try and just have a standard trap elevator, but you can 9 times out of 10 just climb around them after destroying one spike. Like with this one, you have to destroy so much and you always run the risk of the entire thing collapsing. So I'll show you a quick clip of me trying to blow into it, and obviously test it out yourselves as well, see what you think. Okay, so attempting to raid this as I would if I were going up to any other base. The only way I'd see of opening the first door is by arrows. I wouldn't shoot them from the bottom knowing it was sandstone. You can tell it's sandstone from looking above, below I mean. So I'd have to go up, decent amount of health, food. For purposes of this video I've put God mode on, but it is pretty easy to tank through the arrow damage, heal, and then continue on. And fair warning, this may kill you a few times, even your own tribe members as well, trying to get up to your base, because it is sometimes glitchy and you fall through it. So I'm going to speed this section up, just hitting it with arrows, and see what happens when the door's gone. Alright, so we're through to the next section. Obviously we damaged this a bit earlier, so this should technically be lower health than the so 6933, 6991, but I think that's because I shot an explosive arrow extra into it. So whichever way you want to blow it up, with arrows or with poison or just bombs, generally does have the same result. I'll try it with arrows for now. And there we go. The entire thing just collapses. Now obviously, like I say, it's not unraidable. You can sit there with a spear and chip away at the door frame maybe. And if you're offline raiding, that'd probably work. There probably are ways around it, but this is definitely better than most elevator builds. So yeah, give it a go, test it out.
I'm sorry that took so much longer than the others. But I haven't had much occasion to practice this one.